All right. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to another alive, amazing, beautiful, magical video in my live Facebook group, the Portrait Photographer's Resource. We have a beautiful, stunning, amazing guest today. This is Amber Henry Spencer. How is it going, Amber?
It's going. It's going.
Awesome, awesome. And I just realized I should have prepared a little bit better, but for some reason my split screen isn't working. So I, I know. So basically, we're only at the moment we're only showing your beautiful face. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add. I know, right? So we're gonna add me. Okay, there we go.
Well, awkward.
They're totally switched. Oh, there we go. We're good. Okay, we're totally good now. Well, hey, thank you, Amber, so much for joining us, and congratulations on getting through another crazy wedding year. Do you have any fun or big plans with your business for 2024?
Um, well, I'll be all over the place. I'm going to, I guess not really for the business, but for myself, going to go teach at Sync,
Oh,
and
cool.
I'll be teaching, which is in Orlando in February, and of course
Nice.
WPPI, which is why we're
Right.
here. And some other things here and there. I've got my group Females Who Flash, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to get us our very first annual get together here in Michigan in May, hopefully. So I'm working on the details for that. So
Nice.
it's my little first quarter of the year plans.
Right
What are
on.
you
Super
What are you
cool.
up to?
Well, my plan right now is to just not freeze to death.
Yeah.
I feel like everywhere in the country right now, everyone's just talking about this. I mean, right now, I think it's like -5 outside. What is it like for you?
Oh, it's same. It's we're in
Okay.
Michigan, so we live in the middle of the lakes, and so it's just like Arctic tundra right now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That does not
um,
sound fun.
No, I was supposed to have a really cool shoot tomorrow in Detroit, and we just rescheduled because there's just absolutely not gonna it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer this weekend, but I am doing a hike for a surprise proposal session that I'm taking photos of.
Oh,
So it's I think the high is like 30 maybe, which is a lot warmer than it has been, but I'm still not looking forward to that.
so they are doing it though. They're going through like he's.
I mean, we're still, yeah, we're gonna knock out the final details on Wednesday, but it sounds like it's still happening. I mean, he paid already, so
Okay.
one way or
Aw.
another, it's happening.
Well, it's still
uh,
gonna be fun. It's still gonna be. I love surprise proposals. Oh my gosh, how exciting!
They are fun. They are
Fun.
fun. Well, hey, for everyone tuning in, I am looking at your comments on the right. So if the to right of me, so if you are tuned in, please make sure you say hi. Looks like we got quite a few people already joining us. And basically, what we're doing today, what Amber and I are doing, is we're talking about WPPI. So if you are a first-time attendee, or if you just have general questions for us, we are here to answer them for you. So please feel free to chip in and chime in on the comments over here so we can have a discussion about it. But basically,
Hi,
what
Tom.
we wanted. Yeah, who
Say
is?
hi.
Oh, Tom. Okay, eight
Tom,
degrees
I
here
know.
in
Hi,
mid
Tom.
Michigan. Yeah, that
He knows. He
sounds.
knows what's up.
Yeah, that sounds very cold. 8 degrees. I mean, not as cold as -5, but it's still pretty dang cold.
Yeah.
Um, well, anyway, yeah. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Basically, we're gonna be talking about how you can make the most out of your WPPI experience. And WPPI, for those of you who do not know, is the Wedding and Portrait Photographers International Conference, and it is a yearly wedding and portrait photography conference in Vegas where some of the best speakers and educators in the world come to share their knowledge. And I am very humbled that that I got invited for my 6th year in a row to be a speaker. And I think Amber, this is what your second time speaking at WPPI
Second
or
time
third?
speaking. Yep. And I've been going for quite a few years now. But the first couple years I went, I kind of was standoffish. I didn't get too involved in too much stuff. I was very hesitant.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully today we encourage people to not do it because I felt I spent many years not entering and engaging
Mm-hmm.
like I could have been doing the entire time. So
Sure. Okay.
yeah.
Well, actually, when was the first time that you attended WPPI?
I want to say, I think maybe like 2018,
Okay, so
maybe
not
maybe
super long ago.
2017. No, not
Okay.
super long, but fair enough. Fair enough
Yeah.
to kind of learn the ropes. The first 2 years I went, they had it at different locations,
Okay.
which weren't great. And I think the Mirage is really the best, which is now the Hard Rock
That's right.
Mirage.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
I like the layout there the best. So I think that they're, making good choices keeping it there for now, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think I did like when they had it at the Mandalay. However, the my one issue with the Mandalay is the convention center was so far away from
Yes.
from the elevators. And the nice thing about the Mirage is like everything it's smaller, but everything's right
Right.
there, and you're walking a mile just to get to your to your class or to the conference center, and that is
Right.
super convenient.
No, that's one of the things I like too about where it is also the main hallway is such a good spot to run into everybody.
Right.
So you and I both know. I think we tried last year to get from like the main lobby all the way down to the conference room. I think we stopped 6 or 7 times because you just keep seeing people that you haven't seen in an entire year.
Yes,
Lots of hugs and lots of
you'll get
chatting.
stuck in conversation. Yeah.
Yes, but it's also the best because you get to see everybody and you might not see them again because everybody's doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So it's a great little like bottleneck to be able to see your buddies and to give hugs and things. So I like it.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I have a couple more questions for you, and I think you have a couple questions for me. But I wanted to start off with asking you, what is your biggest takeaway from your previous WPPI experiences? I mean, I know there's so many as photographers and as educators and as attendees, but if you kind of had to put one of your biggest takeaways, out there, what would it be?
I think for myself, as I really got into the print competition, and that is what got me out of my. I guess when I was not really engaging, and I was keeping to myself, or maybe not interacting as much as I should have. Entering the print competition and getting involved in that really started me on my journey to meet new people, to meet other people who were in the print competition. I think you and I sat there one year for an hour or two in like the wedding room and got to see everything. And um, I really enjoyed just diving in and starting to get involved in things like that. Plus, it pushed my work to be much better. So that was one of like the biggest things I would take. I'd go home and I'd look at my images different. I'd think about what the judges said, and I definitely became a better photographer for that. Um, I also really liked any time where they had the um, interactive stuff on the floor, on the showroom floor, where you could just be walking along and then Sue Bright up there speaking. You get like hear from her and you get great little tidbits and you walk to the next presentation. And I really enjoy how there's always something happening. There's always something to learn. There's always somebody to see.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I really like that.
Definitely, definitely. Super cool.
When was,
Yeah, I
when was
mean,
the first year that you started going?
the first WPPI I ever went to was
Yeah.
2012.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
So
you're a lifer.
I guess so. I mean, I was just when I first went, I was a young buck, and
Okay.
what was funny is, WPPI was kind of a humbling experience for me because, I at the time I was 22 years old, and when you're 22, you kind of feel like you have life figured out, and you really don't,
No.
and it
No.
was,
No.
and I thought I was like kind of like, I was a couple years into it. I thought I was this hotshot photographer because, yeah, like I'd already been working for the newspaper and I had clients, and, I was just, yeah, I was this cool guy. And then saw all these amazing speakers and all these amazing photos, and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, I suck. and,
It's a wake
uh,
up call for sure. You're like, oh, all right.
yeah, it was, but it was an amazing experience. It was really inspiring, and it allowed me to push myself and
Mhm.
to succeed not only on the creative side but on the business side, of my career.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
ever since then, I've just been so inspired, and a lot of what I learned in that very first year at WPPI, I still apply
yeah,
in my business today.
yeah, absolutely. I I didn't realize the amount of talent that us photographers have until you come to WPPI and you see it,
Yeah,
and it's just it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful because we all get bogged down with local stuff. We're all competing locally, and we see bride pages and we see other local things, and there's a lot of newbies that are kind of in it and will be out of it soon, and other things. And yeah, but WPPI really opens you up to the creativity and the genius of
Mhm.
photographers that there are in this world. It's wonderful.
Yeah, no, it was yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much talent. It's so inspirational. I mean, even at the
Mhm.
very least, like if you just go for the inspiration, one what my biggest takeaway as an attendee before I was a speaker, even more, even the same as a speaker, but more so as an attendee, is I'd always walk away feeling just so inspired to succeed with my business, and
Oh yeah.
that's honestly the biggest takeaway you get from it, and it's really something you can only experience in person, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Sure, you can get that inspiration online, but it's just there's something about being there physically, uh, and experiencing that energy with other photographers that are also there to succeed. It's just a really empowering feeling.
Yeah. And I feel like we all build on that because you get excited and then I get excited and then you get excited. Like we all, and that's why when we come home, we feel like we had a camaraderie. We had people who understood us, and like we're spread out all over the world, but we're in that one little spot together for a short
Yeah,
period of time, and it's really energizing. And then you go home, and then all these people are now your Facebook friends, and you get to see them in other groups, and
yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah,
It's basically like a summer camp kind of thing. Actually, isn't
right,
that what?
right.
Isn't that their motto this year? Now that I think of
Yeah,
it.
well, I always said it's like a
Okay.
photographer
Yeah.
Christmas, but they're calling it
Okay.
spring break,
Okay.
which is
Spring break.
which
That's what
is
they're calling it.
which I feel like is exactly correct.
Yeah.
Maybe not as crazy for some of us to have
Well,
like a
I
vacation
mean,
on, but
you
for
you
some of
can
us,
make it crazy.
for some of us who can maintain our alcohol, we we're fine.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, okay, super cool. One of our viewers says that this is going to be their fourth WPPI, and they keep
Nice.
learning so much. Newly retired 63-year-old. Hey, well, congratulations on retiring. That's super
You
awesome.
could seriously, yeah, you can come at any age. You can start coming at any age.
Yeah,
There's always something. There's every genre, every type of photographer is there. They added on Spanish speaking classes now, which is freaking
yeah.
fabulous.
There's a
There's
huge
just
community of
so
the Latino community. Yeah, in the photography industry.
yes, there's so and those oh my gosh, they're photographers. These Spanish speaking
Oh,
class photographers, which I couldn't go to because I wouldn't understand the thing, but there is so much talent there, so much
yes.
creativity. Ah,
Absolutely. I,
it's
I
wonderful.
should try to go to some of those just so I can learn the Spanish, just to learn Spanish and learn the language and get immersed in that culture.
I'm just gonna go
But
there and look at the photos and be like, yeah, I totally
okay.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
it.
and I fit, you'd fit right in too with your,
I
just you,
blend. I
you,
blend
you
very
blended
well.
very well. Well, awesome. So let me ask you, Amber, what besides obviously yourself and me,
Mhm.
which speaker are you looking forward to the most? Do you know the answer to that?
So I feel like every year I try to go listen to somebody different, somebody I haven't heard
Okay.
before. But this year there's a couple that I've seen speak before and I'm very excited about. Chris Knight, I'm really excited
Hmm.
for because
Okay.
he's absolutely brilliant. And I just adore his work. And Lindsay Adler, of course, always wonderful, always creative, always inspirational. Gary Hughes, another one, love
Yep.
him. Um, Karen Bagley. I went to her. I went and
Hmm.
actually saw her speak last time for the first time, and I don't know. I just like her. I feel like she's genuine. I feel like she's no nonsense. She's not gonna tell you to do something that she doesn't believe in.
Yeah.
So yeah, just off the top of my head, those are some really great, incredibly talented humans who you can just go hear and go talk to and get to know them. But what about you?
Yeah.
Do you have favorites? Do you have anybody that you see like over and over again?
I wouldn't say there's one in particular that I do see over and over again. And unfortunately, as a speaker, it's so hard to attend classes
It's
because
true.
there's so many things going on. There's network if you're not speaking
Mhm.
at your own class, there are networking things, lunches with your sponsors.
Mhm.
It's overwhelming, especially as a speaker. But I do always try to every year make an effort to see a couple different speakers that I maybe haven't seen. So like last year, I saw a couple of Esteban Gil's classes, which I was really happy
Oh
to
yeah,
do
yeah.
because as much as I follow him and hang out with him, I actually had never attended one of his classes before. So it's really nice to be
Really?
able to do. Yeah, so it was actually really nice to be
Huh.
able to do that.
Okay.
Um, Yeah, so I wouldn't say there's anyone in particular that I'm really stoked on this year, or I haven't at least kind of dove into it yet. But I did
Okay.
notice that Two Man, they're coming back to WPPI. They haven't spoken to
Yes.
WPPI in years, and I did see that they're going to come for that. So I'm excited to see what they do.
Yep.
But yeah, that's I would say that's what I'm looking forward to, or if that answers
And
your
I know
question.
that me and you and Esteban and a bunch of us, we're friendly, we chat all the time, but are there other speakers or teachers or, just friendships that you've made at WPPI that you feel would not have been made unless you went? Cuz I know for me there definitely was.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I wouldn't be, if we're being honest, like, not only just the friends aside. I mean, it's such an amazing place to make friends and strengthen friendships, and just have really some awesome bonding, especially at the German uh, restaurant.
We don't need to talk about the German
Okay, yeah. If you don't know what
restaurant.
if you don't know what the Hofra House is, you either know or you don't. Let's put it that way.
We
Uh,
don't we don't need to talk about that.
but
But
yeah, David Bowles, he knows for sure. Uh, yes, and basically, but honestly, I wouldn't be where I'm at as an educator without WPPI. I mean, I met Hiram with Geekoto there. Um,
Mhm.
I met a lot of the Magmod guys at WPPI.
I think
Chris
that's
from
how you and
Studio
I first met.
Ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charles and David from Cheetah Stand. I mean,
Yes.
Andrew Fundenberg.
I can keep.
Amazing friendships I've met specifically because of this concert. I almost said concert, conference. Uh,
Almost like a concert.
yeah, I mean, well, we usually do. Every time I'm there, I usually do go see like one show or something. I remember one year we saw It was Little John. It was his DJ set, and it was garbage. It was so bad.
Oh,
It was
really?
so. I was 5 drinks in at this point too, and usually when I'm 5 drinks in, I'm feeling good, right? But
Mhm.
even 5 drinks in, I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. So
Well, I
yeah,
mean, tell people, let them know not to waste their money.
yeah, yeah. Don't do that. If Little John's playing in Vegas while we're there this year, just don't, just
Just
don't.
hide. Just hide. Don't
Yeah.
spend your money.
Uh.
I
Yes,
definitely,
absolutely.
yeah, I think, some people we meet, like our sponsors and things, we get to talk to them online a lot. We do, you know, phone calls and we do emails in exchange, and then, but we don't meet in person until WPPI. So there's a
Right.
lot of people that I spoke with for a very long time, but never met them face to face until Vegas. So it's nice to meet them and see how tall they are and those
Well, everyone's taller compared to you, Amber. I'm sorry to
it's true.
burst
It's true.
burst your bubble
But some
there.
people are really tall. Holy shit!
Yeah. Oh, dude. Right. I mean, I consider myself like an average guy, and then whoa. But
Right,
okay.
right.
So let me ask you: Are there any vendors or booths like on the showroom floor you want to see this year? Because obviously there's the education part where you go to seminars, you go to photo walks and all that, but there's also the trade show, the expo part of it as well. So are there
Right,
any
right.
like booths that you've really enjoyed in the past, or any that you're looking forward to going to this year?
I don't know who exactly is showing this year. I haven't looked that up yet, but I know that hitting the trade room floor a couple times is a must. And I always make sure that I go around the entire thing at least twice. Because
Right.
there's always so much, and there's things that you miss if you don't do it. I really like to
Mm-hmm.
go to any company that I use. So I use there's a couple companies for different things, and I always
Yeah.
want to go to their booth and just pretend that I'm a new person and see how they interact with me and see what they have on display.
Yeah.
And it never fails. There's always something new. There's always something to touch. I really like the Nikon booth and the Canon booth, and they have
Yes.
great speakers and setups, and all the gear is out that you can touch, and um, of course the Cheetah Stand booth, which is always packed.
Yeah, it
Which, oh
is.
my gosh, Charles and David are hustlers, and I'm telling you, if you want to take something home from Cheetah Stand, you better get there like on the first day.
They
So I want
sell
to say
out.
last time they sold
Yeah.
out. Right, right.
Yeah.
I know that you and I will have some goodies from them to give away during our
We
class, which
will.
is really nice.
We'll talk about that. We have some really
Right.
exciting stuff to talk about
So
here in a little bit.
if there are brands or companies that you purchase from or that you want to be purchasing from, hit them up quickly. There's lots of show discounts that they give away.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes they do run out, and especially if you want to buy products. I want to say when I think Spider Holster was there a couple years ago, and it was the first time I started using them, and they had new stuff out. Like their goodies were gone quick. It was real fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say just go. I always like to hit my sponsors and everything, but go to the people that you really want to see and touch their products first and get your hands on them. And don't wait.
Just
Don't wait.
like Amber said, everyone, get your hands on your sponsors.
Yes. Touch
Get your
them
hand,
all
touch
the
them, get your
ways that
hands on them.
you can.
All right, so well,
Sean.
this is live, so we can't edit that out.
Hi, Charles and David. We're going to come touch your stuff.
Oh God, they're gonna touch their stand. Their yeah.
Just all up in there. All up in there.
Yeah. Okay. Good times. Anyway, moving on. So, do you have any more questions for me?
Oh, let's see. I got a bunch.
Okay.
Okay. So for all of the years that you've been going, and we know we've been going for 35.6 years,
Yeah.
for as long as you've been going,
Mm-hmm.
can you pinpoint any like certain class or photo walk, or just like was there anything that you took that to this day still rings a bell, or that you took something away that you use now consistently, just something that really stood out to you?
Absolutely. I've always considered one of my weaker points in photography, believe it or not, to be posing.
Mhm.
And whenever I do try to go to one of these shows, I always try to find classes that are going to help me with my posing, because you can be the most creative photographer in the world, but if the posing looks weird or it looks awkward,
Yeah,
it's gonna ruin the photo.
agree.
So I always try to do that, and there's not one specific posing class that really stood out to me, but collectively I've really benefited from that. However, though, there is one class in particular that I am thinking of that stands out to me the most, and I believe it was actually is either the first time I attended WPPI or the second. It was one of the first two, and it was a class taught by Joe and Murda Bartlett. And I don't know if you know who they are. They're retired now.
Okay.
They were kind of exiting the industry as I was entering the industry.
Okay.
But they were a couple, a husband and wife wedding photography team from Southern California, where I grew up, and I took one of their classes on building relationships with venues, and what I learned from that class, I has been probably one of the biggest successes to my business. In all honesty,
Nice. Nice.
yeah, and it was just a free. Well, it was actually at the time they're called master classes, so you paid a little bit extra for the master
Right.
class,
Right.
but it was like it's like $100. I think $100 extra to take the class, and I took that class, and it changed the way I approached business and the way I built relationships, and to this day, yeah,
Love
it's
it.
still yeah, it's really been just very it just sticks in my mind.
I love it. Don't you, like, as a speaker, hope that somebody somewhere one day says that about you? That something that you said or did or inspired them to do just like
Yeah,
holds on to them for years? Because that is my dream.
no,
Someone
I
to
feel
be
you.
like, 5 years ago, I heard Amber speak somewhere and she said this thing and it like changed my business. Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. I just realized my screen for some reason is a lot smaller
Well,
than you.
it
Whatever, it
happens,
doesn't matter.
but
Yeah,
it's
it's
fine.
okay. Sorry. That's okay. But
That's okay.
anyway, yeah, it's okay. I'm used to it being a little smaller. It's fine.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right.
you
That's
know,
all right.
I
We don't
compensate
judge
other
you for
ways.
that.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not the size of the screen, it's how you use it, Sean.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, so moving on to this, we need to stop this. We're
Oh
not
my
ending this yet.
gosh. I know, we're awful. We're awful.
So, what are one thing I wanted to ask you, and this is kind of a big one. As a first time attendee, this is kind of a two-parter. As a
Okay.
first time attendee, what do you think is something that uh, an attendee or student, whatever you want to call it, should absolutely not miss out on? And with that also said, what's maybe an experience that's available at WPPI that maybe is a little bit overrated, or I should say underrated, that
Okay.
people should not miss out on? So I know like earlier we were talking about the print competition a little bit and sitting in on the
Right.
judging, but so two-parter.
Okay. You're gonna have to remind me the second part. So
Okay, so I'll rephrase it again. So as a
the
first-time
first
attendee,
part.
what is something that you should absolutely not miss out on, and also maybe what is an experience that might be a little bit underrated at WPPI that someone
Okay.
definitely should go to?
What should you not miss out on?
Yeah.
Okay. For myself, I would
Mm-hmm.
always say to do something that you know you're going to take back home with you and is going to change your business. So, if there's a photo walk, so you go bloop, bloop. So if there's a
Yes.
photo walk and you take it just because it's available, because you want to like take some pretty pictures of the model outside, you're kind of missing the point. The point is to listen to what is being taught and to find something that either you don't know how to do already or something that you do but maybe aren't great at it, and this particular educator, work, is like that little thing that's going to make you stand out. So I would say don't go just to take pretty pictures of models outside, because it's not going to help you whatsoever if you can't do it yourself when you get back. So I'd say find the thing or the classes or the whatever that you know are going to improve you and take them,
Right.
even if it's a class that sounds boring. So the management classes, the business classes, the social media classes are always the ones that get the least amount of attendees right away, which to me, I want to say I spent 2 years back to back only attending those classes,
Right.
because I attended posing classes for years and I feel like my
Mm-hmm.
posing is very good now. So I need to stop, even though I love it. I love it. I had to attend business classes. I had to attend marketing. I attended like I think 3 or 4 social media classes back to back, and it made a huge difference on what I did when I came home. So don't go just to take pretty pictures, but go to the classes that you know that are going to actually help you
Right.
when you return. So I hope that's a good answer
Great answer.
for that. Okay. Um, take notes, take all the notes when you go, and usually the speakers will stick around to answer questions afterwards. So don't be afraid to go up to the people and introduce yourselves and tell them what you're struggling with, because they're there to help you. That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
um so that's the first part. And the second part, hit me again with that. What is
Yeah.
underrated that they
Yeah.
should?
So maybe what's something that that may look like some people might think, oh, it's kind of underrated, like I don't, or they don't give like two thoughts about, but it's something like, no, like you really this is super underrated. You absolutely need to do this.
All the business classes. I
Yeah,
mean, the,
exactly.
the
So like I
people
said, that they're kind of
the people who are okay, so like Karen Begley, for example, I had seen her work and everything and I liked her work, but I'd never, and she was teaching, her and her husband were both teaching, and I want to say it was something very specific. I think it was like just on Instagram, or just they were teaching something, and it sounded very interesting, and I learned so much from just
right.
sitting there in that seminar, and she had it structured very well, and like hashtags and all kinds of things, when to post, what not to post, how to do this, how to do that, and holy crap, and I could have been out there taking pictures of beautiful models, up against
Yeah,
the palm tree, but not doing that and taking her course helped me significantly more than just having that picture, of a girl outside would have at that point.
sure.
um so, and I think, that any place that you attend that has, a choices between taking pretty pictures or business classes, have a good balance between it,
Hmm.
and make sure that you're educating yourself on the business aspect of photography, not just the pretty aspect of photography, because it's going to take you
Absolutely.
far, far further than anything
I
else.
could not agree more. And as an attendee, whenever I went, uh, I did the balance, right. I made a
Mhm.
point of doing 50% creative, 50% business, and I was very firm on that
Yeah.
because like we've said a million times in this group, you could be the most amazing photographer in the world, but if you don't know how to run a business, you're not going to make any money. A
Right.
lot of the times, there's a lot of good photographers out there, right?
Right.
And there are a lot of options for clients to choose from. And if you don't know how to put yourself out there and put yourself in front of those clients, then it doesn't matter if you're an amazing photographer. So
Right, right. Or even just being able to explain, because one thing that we all hear and you're going to hear is, why do you cost so much? The person on the
Right.
street does it for this much. Like, these classes will help you know how to talk to clients when they come up with those things. How do you approach that? What is the correct response to say? How do you stand firm? How do you not, sway when they're like, oh, well, this person does it cheaper, will you do it cheaper? How do you have a backbone in your business and,
Right.
make sure that you're not diluting your brand just because, you just want to book this somebody so you just can give them a discount here and discount there, and then you're discounting yourself right out of business. Yeah, even learning those things is super invaluable.
Absolutely. Well, very cool. Okay.
I feel like we're on the same page with that because we know
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
hard it is to run this business to make money
Definitely.
at it.
Definitely. All right. So, 21 questions, I guess. That's your turn. What do you got
All
for
right.
me? This is fun.
Let's see. What is your, outside of, the brew house and all of those little after activities that I know you do? Uh,
Yes. Oh, man. We're
what
okay. Just keep it PG.
Fiji, I
I do
guess.
behave myself. I do behave
What
myself in Vegas. I do. I do.
what is your favorite thing to do at WPPI? Like, if there's like one thing that you just know, this is my absolute, I look forward to it all the time. I know that I'm going to do this when I get there. What is that thing?
Yeah, one of my, but besides the networking, right? I would say overall, the networking and connecting with friends and other photographers in the industry, it is my favorite thing. Like, for example, I only get to see you, once or twice a year. When we have many, I know we have many of these online dates, so to
Yeah,
speak.
little
But
chitty chat.
yeah, but we don't get to hang out very much. So
Right,
but
right.
it's nice to be able to see all my industry friends. But besides that, one thing I'm really passionate about in all aspects of my life, not just photography, is I have a passion for uh, community and bringing people together, and showing people a good time. And one thing that I've done every year, since I've been an educator, is I have hosted some sort of pre WPPI meetup, and those are
Mm.
always so much fun, and we always have such a blast doing that. And this year, we are I am doing that again, but we're doing something a little bit different this year, and we are doing something which we will talk about in
Yay.
a second. And I'm really, really, really excited for what we are doing. But I would
It's gonna be
say
fun.
that's probably been my biggest one of my biggest highlights every year is doing those events where I'm bringing people together, because I just love entertaining and having a good time,
Right,
and
and
doing
giving
all that
back.
fun stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
when you see those little light bulbs pop
Right.
because you bought them,
It's a
so
great
oh my
feeling.
gosh,
It's a great feeling.
it's so fun.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
100%, 100%.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, actually, would that be a good? I think that would be a good segue, actually, to talk into talking a little bit about what we are going to be doing,
Okay.
for our pre WPPI adventure this year. So we are hosting a pre WPPI workshop, and it's called OMG OCF, which stands for Oh My God Off Camera Flash, and
Which doesn't sound as good,
it
but
doesn't.
OMG OCF sounds way better. So
Exactly. And I think I think the idea behind this is to try to take out the frustration and the complication in learning how to use off camera flash, because I feel like there's so many people that understand at this point. There's been a lot of knowledge shared about it, and revelations as to why it's important to use, but I feel like some people just get really intimidated by it. So
right.
the reason why I wanted to partner with you to do this pre WPPI workshop is to help, again, take the confusion out of it. But to expand on that, what can we expect? Because we're going to be tag teaming this. So what can we expect as attendees to learn from you in the upcoming workshop? Can you give us like a brief overview?
Right. Well, one, it's going to be a lot of fun because
Mm-hmm.
if you've noticed, we don't take ourselves very seriously.
I am
We always
very
have a good
serious.
time. You're super serious. Super serious. We always have a good time. We want to keep it fun.
Right.
Photography is technical, but it's creative. You're working with all kinds of different people. We are going to have a blast. We are going to keep it light. We are going to throw information at you, but it's all going to be, in wonderful spirits. So, yeah. So, as far as what I'm going to bring is, well, a lot. um, I want to touch on gels, not just gels, because I feel like that's basically my go-to, and that's what all my classes become, and that's what
Right.
people seek me out for. So I do want to teach on gels because I do love gels. I love the way that you can change any aspect, and you can color brings emotion, and you can take an image that's anywhere, and you can bring some hot into it or some cool into it,
So
and
hot, yeah.
hot her.
So back on the whole serious thing. Yeah.
Okay, so anywho, before Sean interrupted me, um, so we're going to be touching on that, but I think we're also going to just try to make everything really easy to understand, because once you get the XYZ of it and you break it down and you know it in your head, freaking the world is your oyster. You can go anywhere. You can be in any lighting scenario, in any situation, in any ugly barn venue,
Yeah.
and create something that will end up becoming first place at the icon print competition. You know what I'm saying? Like, once
Yeah.
you learn lighting, the doors are just open to you. And so my goal really is to have people come in and learn these things, but again, be able to go home and recreate them at any point, with any situation that they're given, full on sun, anything like that, and really create something incredible. So
Absolutely.
that's all. That's all. Nothing too exciting.
Yeah, yeah, nothing too exciting, right? But no, I mean, and honestly, we have a lot that we're going to be trying to teach within, our,
Yeah.
I think we have 4 or 5 hours allotted for this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
honestly, it's probably going to go a little bit over.
Oh, it's for
But
sure going to go over.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're telling people 1 to 5, but if you are one of the people that signed up or you haven't signed up yet, just prepare for us to be shooting pretty much all night.
Just
It's gonna
plan on
happen.
staying for a bit.
just
Yeah.
just yeah, plan on staying the whole day because we're gonna
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
fun. But
Well, we're going to
yeah,
go literally until I get so hangry that I have to leave.
right.
That's
Or we'll just DoorDash food to us wherever we're at.
okay. Then I'll be there all night. Then I'll be there all night. Then we'll have an excuse.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to learning from you as well. I mean, besides teaching everyone, I every time I teach, I always try to take something away that I can use for myself because it's
Yeah.
amazing what you learn from the your colleagues
Right.
and from the people you're teaching. I remember, like, for example, one of my wedding photography boot camps one year. We're all sitting around after hours and we're editing some photos, and one of my students like showed me something in Photoshop that like blew my mind, and I was like, "What?
Right.
I didn't know you could do that." So it's really cool to be able to take things away from
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Absolutely. You never know everything that you think you know, or you're only
Right.
as good until you meet someone else, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. I could have been doing that the whole time. You're a genius. Like, yeah,
Absolutely.
totally agree. Totally agree. And I've not ever attended one of your classes because every time we're teaching somewhere, our classes are at the same time, every
Yes,
single
I
time.
know. I know.
So this will be really interesting.
Yeah, you're gonna immediately be like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing," or "Oh my god, what did I get myself into with
I might
Sean?"
be like, oh, I gotta take it home. I gotta save us. He's drowning out there without me. I gotta, I gotta step
No,
in.
I should be okay. I've done this once or twice, so I think we'll be fine.
All
But
right.
yeah, no, I'm really excited too, and to expand upon that, some of the things I know I'll be talking about is, as I mentioned earlier, trying to take a lot of confusion out of the confusion and the intimidation out of Flash. So one
Right.
thing that we're really gonna highlight, or I'm gonna highlight, is teaching everyone how to get creative with just one Flash, right? Because I feel like part of the issue people have and why they get so intimidated is they see all of these photographers that'll use these elaborate lighting setups, and they kind of are under the impression that in order to get super creative images you have to use like 2, 3, 4 lights. But and don't get me wrong, you can create some amazing stuff with them, and I know you love to use multiple flashes, which is something
Right.
you'll
But
be
you have to
talking
start
about.
somewhere.
But you have to
Right.
start somewhere. And
Right. Right.
honestly, probably the majority of the photo awards I have ever won have all been, I would say honestly, probably 70 to 80% of those photos have been with one flash.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
that high.
Right.
So I really cannot wait to teach the power of one flash magic, and I'm actually also teaching a photo walk as well at WPPI,
Right.
with a similar theme. But then, other things I'll be discussing as well are just talking about equipment selection, going over some of the modifiers that we use, how to get creative, and then some of the
Right.
really basic stuff too. Like, okay, here's how you set up your camera for flash, because there's going to be some people that are pros and know how to do that already, but there's going to be some people I would imagine that are going to be like, okay, like I just bought a flash, I don't know what I'm doing, teach
Hmm.
me. So we're
Right.
gonna
And it's
we're
we're
gonna
gonna make
have
it way
yeah
easier. Way
yeah
easier than people think.
right. And we
Right.
want everyone to walk away with something.
Oh, for sure. There is no way somebody's coming to this class and not leaving with, a huge creative ball up their sleeve, being
Right.
able to go back. I will make sure that
Yes.
they don't leave without it.
Well,
That
and
is
not
the
only
goal.
not only in knowledge, but we have a ton of giveaways all that we have already confirmed.
We have so many giveaways. It's a
Yeah.
little bit ridiculous
Yeah, well
how much stuff we have.
I think we did established that, like, the cost of admission, almost like everyone's gonna walk away with prizes that are worth, at the very least, I think half of the cost of admission. So we
It's going to be more
have.
than that. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, I
I'm
mean
pretty
we
sure your
have.
admission is paid for plus some by these goodies.
Right. Well, I know. So remind me, because I know Pro Prince is giving away a
Yes.
big canvas to everyone that
Yeah,
attends.
so ProPrince is sending me gift certificates for people who attend this
Okay.
class,
Mm-hmm.
to get yourself a beautiful ProPrince canvas. And I don't know if you use them
Like
or
the
not,
ones
but
behind me.
oh,
Here,
yes, they're
I'll make
gorgeous.
yes, I'll make my screen bigger so you can all see the
Okay.
beautiful
I
Pro
have them
Prince
in my house, but I'm not
canvases.
going to walk you around my house to show them to you. But I do have them all over my house as well. Of my own family, my own kids are on
Right.
my walls with the ProPrince canvas. So everybody who comes gets ProPrint canvases already of your own work. How cool is that?
Woo!
Um, we've got Cheetah Stand, of course, because Cheetah Stand is life,
They're
and
legit.
they're going to be right. They're okay, but yeah, they're going to be giving away some goodies too. And then
Awesome.
who else? Magmod, of
Yeah,
course.
we don't know what they're giving away yet, but they have said yes, we're gonna help you guys.
Right, right,
And then Geekoto, same story with Geekoto. They're giving stuff away. We just don't know
right.
what yet.
Always
Um,
Geekoto.
oh, a
Oh,
crisp high five from me. That
yes, you all
everyone
get a
gets
crisp
that.
high five from Sean, but you get
Yeah.
a crisper higher five from me.
Would it be a low
Um,
five?
if no, I will do some nucks. I'll give you some
Okay.
nucks. If you tell everybody that you love the class, but that you loved Amber a little bit than Sean,
Ooh,
just like half an inch
you do have
more.
better hair than me though, so.
Well, I think I try. It's not that hard, but but if
Fair.
Esteban
Touche.
shows up, then I'm out because he's the number one.
That's
Um,
true. That's true. Sorry.
but yeah. Oh, Flashmasters. I don't know if anybody's
Oh,
a
that's
member of
right.
Flashmasters yet, but they're contributing as well. So many goodies. There's so many goodies. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. So I'm so
According to
excited.
Scott Tibbles, I'm giving away a free air fryer. Okay.
So random.
News to me.
Are you gonna pack that in the plane in your suitcase and just
Can you imagine? We're like, oh, thanks for coming, everyone. Here's a free air fryer. uh,
It's so random.
that was good. That was good, Scott. That was good. I mean, air fryers are great. I don't own, well, I kind of own an air
I
fryer,
have
but
one. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I have like one of the oven slash air fryer thing, so it's like kind of an air fryer, but it's not as good as a
Yeah.
real air fryer. Yeah.
We have one of those. Also one of those. What's it called? The Instapots, or like it cooks it
Oh
real
yeah,
fast.
I
The
have those. Yeah.
Oh my
Pressure
gosh, those
cookers.
are
Yeah.
incredible. Pressure cooker. Yes, we use it all the freaking time. We have one.
Those are nice in a
It
pinch.
looks
Yeah.
like Darth Vader. It has a Darth Vader.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like little and makes the sounds too. It goes beep, beep.
That's amazing. I used to have a Darth Vader toaster,
Yeah,
but I got rid of it because I got older and it doesn't fit the theme of my house. I know, right? But I still have a
lame.
Death Star waffle maker. I still have that.
Okay, so you're still in the cool kids club, I
Oh, of
guess.
course. Well, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. You know this.
Yeah, I know. You and Chuck are ridiculous.
Hmm.
If you ever come to Michigan, you have to come see Chuck's Star Wars collection, except for it's all
Oh,
Darth Vader.
done,
It's
done.
insane. It's insane. I don't think there's anything that we don't have. We even have a one that stands like this tall. It talks to you. Yeah,
Okay,
it's great.
okay. I'll
But
check that out. Well, so
To our class.
yeah, so back to our class. We
Back to
do
this
have
awesome
spots.
class.
Yeah, right. We do have spots available still. So if you guys are
Mhm.
interested, we would love to see you. It's only 199. I mean, which is stupid cheap. You're
Stupid
gonna get
cheap, which we did
you're
on
gonna get
purpose to get lots of
yeah,
people to come.
we
Um,
did. Yeah. Hmm.
to get the ball rolling with the flash photography community because we really, for myself, I really have a goal of getting people out of that, natural light world.
Hmm.
Not that you can't shoot natural light, but that you should just know how to use flash when you want to. Well, it's like Sean was saying with the one light. You don't have to go crazy with it, but the amount of people whose natural light work would just be incredibly blown away if they just added one little flash to it.
Right.
So the dog agrees with me. It's all
Yeah,
good.
he does. He's barking at
Um,
something outside.
and the bonus is that we are holding this class the day before WPPI starts. So you're not missing anything. And that
Right.
was my choice to do it that way because I wanted to go, and start off on Sunday and get right into the ball. I didn't want to miss anything else that was going on. So we wanted to make sure that this wasn't going to conflict with anybody else's plans, that you get a whole day to come out and just have fun with us and learn and then go right into WPPI, and just have the best time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And yeah, and we are gonna be, and people are gonna be walking away. Like we talked about earlier. Knowledge is power, but people are also gonna walk away hopefully with some great portfolio images too, because we are gonna have some beautiful
Oh, for sure.
models.
Yep.
We're gonna actually we're not just gonna lecture in front of you for 4 hours. We're gonna put it into
No, no,
practice.
no, no,
We're gonna do
no,
some fun
no.
stuff.
Hands
So
on, hands on. You got to get yourself dirty. I feel like as creatives, we always learn the best when we're doing because
right.
we are
Hmm.
creatives, and so I think that putting it into action is going to be the best thing. So yeah, we're gonna get out there. We got some beautiful models. We're gonna, pray the weather is wonderful, and I want to put you in harsh light. I want to put you in shadow. I want to put you inside. I want to take you outside. We're going to replicate how it would be if you were, this was a real client and you were given all of these obstacles to overcome and what you would use, and that's where when we talk about the gear, if I would use a grid or would I use, a strobe or would I use a softbox
Right.
for this? And why am I doing that? What am I accomplishing with that versus this one? Getting you to be able to go home and solve those problems for yourself quickly is, another goal of the class. And then just as like a tiny little piggyback here, my class at WPPI sold out, my gel class.
Hmm.
And it's a possibility they're adding another one on, but we don't know yet. So if you want to learn gels from me, this is it. This is going to be it.
Word, as the kids say.
Yes.
Um,
Word.
Yeah, so that's very cool, very cool, and yeah, I think we're selling out. We are going to sell out, or I should say, we're going to cap it at a certain amount of people. So if you guys have not already registered, please make sure you do so. You get to hang out with Amber and myself. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to learn a lot of things together. And if you
Right.
want to register, it's super simple. It's seanlara.com/WPPI. That's just the link to register. It's also pinned at the top of the Portrait Photographers Resource Facebook group, so you can just see the link directly there. But if you have any questions about the workshop before registering, feel free to either message myself or Amber at any time. It's gonna be super dope, nasty. Also, as the kids say,
Nobody says that.
and yeah, well, the kids do apparently. So
The kids. Mm. All right.
but and if even if you can't make it, because you're not flying in for a couple days after or whatever,
Because you don't
if you
like
see it,
fun.
yeah, because you don't like fun, it's
As long as we
okay.
have fun and take beautiful pictures and learn a lot, that's fine. You don't
Right,
have to.
yeah. I mean, still say hi to us. If you see us walking around the show, we'd love to say hi. I know we're gonna be like famous, and we're gonna have the paparazzi
We're gonna
surrounding
for
us
so
asking
it's gonna
for.
be so hard to get to us.
It is.
But
It'll
I
be
will tell you this:
hard, but
if you see Sean and I, and you ask for a selfie with just me, without Sean, then I will be very happy, and you'll be my favorite person. But you have to make sure to say
ooh,
not you to him, and just take a selfie with me, and then it'll be great. It'll be fun.
okay, yes, sure. What she said.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to add before we close this off, Amber? Any other questions or anything you wanted to talk
um,
about?
um, One thing, just real quick, is that
Yeah.
I do have a group called Females Who Flash, and
Okay.
that's the name of it, Females Who Flash. It's a Facebook group. So, all my lady flashers, if you are or you want to become a lady flasher, I know it's a great name. I would love for you to join us at Females Who Flash. It's a wonderful group. There are no men allowed. super sorry about it, but we're not sorry at all. It's a great
It's
place.
okay.
Women are always posting ideas. We're posting images for critique. Lots and lots of questions from people who have never, turned on a flash before to people who are incredible in the industry, who post their work and are there to answer questions for you. Another great resource. Again, because our goal is to spread the flash love, to get everybody educated, to bring the industry up as a whole, because we're only going to survive this industry if we're all on the same team together. So, female to flash for my ladies.
All
Um,
right.
and then yeah. And if you're going to WPPI and you have nobody that you know, come say hi to us because we're your friends now.
Yeah, yeah, please. And that was a something I wanted to throw in too. I know if this is your first time attending WPPI and maybe you're more of like an introverted person. I mean, really put yourself out there. Really make a point of saying hi to people,
Yes.
and make people are super nice at WPPI. I mean, at least from my experience,
Right.
they have been. And I mean, I sure I sure as heck will. If you come up to me and you're like, hey, like I'm here by myself, I'm new, say hi. We'll grab a drink or something together. Or,
Right.
whatever the case may be. Don't be
I
shy. Just
I can't think
be
of one
friends.
like bad interaction I've ever had at WPPI where I was talking to
Mm-hmm.
somebody or asked a question or even sat down next to somebody. I can't even think of one.
The
Everybody is there for the
Yeah.
same reason.
The only bad interaction I had was sitting next to Esteban because I just was
Mm,
super jealous of his hair, and that was
right.
just really
Right. And
traumatic
the,
for me.
the 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 wafting of the oil sometimes comes off and that can be tricky when it gets in your
Yeah,
eye. I've had that happen with him before, but
right. Not fun.
he's all right. He's slick. He's
He's okay. He's okay.
But yeah, but there's also going to be a lot of other newbies there. So you will not be the
Yeah.
only one. You're not going to be alone. Everybody starts somewhere. Um, Even if you just attend a class and there's other, like, let's say you're a boudoir photographer and you don't know
Mm-hmm.
anybody in the class and you're going by yourself, there's going to be 10, 15 other photographers in there who are from all over the world, who do the same
Right.
genre that you do and who are instant friends. So say hi to them, take your business cards or, get on their Insta and give them yours. And then that way afterwards, when you go back home, you can connect to people who are in your industry but not your neighbors. And that way, if you do have that fear of, competition, I don't want to, reach out to my local people. We're all, competing for the same clients. Well, now you have friends from all over the world who are not competing for you for your clients, who can help you, who can give you advice, who are having the same problems that you're having. So definitely, get out of your shell and make friends, and then also go to the opening night party because that is
Oh,
legit.
that's a good one. That's a
That
good
is
one.
fun.
I wore
And
my
whatever.
Vegas suit last time. It was a blast.
Yes, and then they had the '80s party. They have a theme party every year.
Yeah.
I haven't heard if they're what the theme is this year. Sometimes they don't announce it right away, but they did an '80s party last year. That was
Yeah.
so much fun. Oh my
That's
gosh,
cool.
that was great. But yeah, so attend those. Also, there's free food and drinks. So I
That's
mean,
true.
if you go for nothing else, go for the nummies.
Go for that. Go for
Go for the
that.
nummies. Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much we covered everything. We're a little bit about in an hour now, so I think this would be a great place to cut it.
Not
But
bad.
I really appreciate you jumping on this with me, Amber, and I'm super stoked for the workshop we're putting on together. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's gonna be so much
Yeah, again, if any of you guys and or girls or non-binary folk
fun. Or in
have any
betweens.
questions, please, yeah, or whatever you identify as, let us know. We're happy to answer any questions for you. Uh, I still need a sign off for these live videos, and I don't like live long and prosper or something like that. So if you guys
Mm,
have a good sign off, I still need some suggestions. So
that's what she said, but that would be not for you.
no,
Um,
no.
we'll find it. We'll find it. We'll
We'll
find it.
find it. We'll find it.
We'll find it.
All right. Well, it'll happen at some point.
All right.
But all right, everyone. Hey, thank you so much for attending. I cannot wait to see you at WPPI this year. We're only 6 weeks away. Take it easy, everyone. Have a great night. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Bye bye.
Bye.